this one right here, we didn't got Blade Brown X K Trap, Daily Duppy. You got the Daily Duppy with K Trap and Blade Brown, especially with them. Just them just having their Daily Duppy, and you got the K Trap and the Blade Brown. You got the whole just scum around with their whole thing, but with their whole one, coming into the Daily Duppy and everything else, and their K Trap, and them just having their whole just skits around, and them having their whole like flizzy, coming around, cause they're just like a scans, like I call them, just a Tanix thing. Like they both tying it together. They're meant to be like a ceteris thing, like the way they just scoop in and the way they just blocks in and stuff like that. But you got K Trap and Blade Brown, so you got the most sensory, the screw grooves and everything else. But with Daily Duppy and just this whole just Lex this.
Hands beats on the slow.
Nah, we don't need no intro. The niggas that get it and let their ting go. Man, I went from white suits and plimsolls to rolling round in white coops with bimbos.
Jakes wanna know info, get rid of that brick phone. See how quickly this brick goes. 21 when my wrist rolls, 22 when my wrist froze, 23 when my wrist froze. Longer than list.
Nah, we don't need no intro. The niggas that get it and let their ting go. Man, I went from white suits and plimsolls to rolling round in white coops with bimbos.
Jakes wanna know info, get rid of that brick phone. See how quickly this brick goes. 21 when my wrist rolls, 22 when my wrist froze, 23 when my wrist froze. Longer the list goes.
Got it from the strip though, this ain't crypto.
Made 100 off a.
Ooh, and he put the whole thing. This ain't script though. Hey, this ain't crypto. He said 21, it was cold. 22, it was cold. And he said they want to know that. They want to know just the scrim for, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of those. Whatever it was. We gonna take over that. We gonna take over that little. That generalist docket, like whatever it was. So it won't be nothing against anything. But with the whole thing and them just having their whole thing, like they got the most parts and the most treacherous thing, like they say, at 21 they was cold, at 22 they was cold, with just this whole thing, like they was really slippering and most definitely, scrizzing in, like they was out there, putting in, scrolls, jumping off the, just the forces and jumping off the scores.
Pick this in NFTs. It's got chips and a brick, then it's better be.
I took a break from the strip, I thought I'd let him breathe. 217 had it looking like the Medellin. Furthermore, I had it looking like New Jack. Credit checks long, I just outright like 2 flats. And that's true facts. You ever landed for a meeting on the same day, flew back?
Me work a job again, I can't see that unless B told me help him cover at the weed calf. All the L's I'm gonna hold is these Louis V bags. See these green bags, this ain't weed bags. I'm at the plug house.
Oh, that was close. He right there. He said all these L's I didn't took. We ain't gonna take no L's. We gonna hold these Louis V bags. Hey, he said, and then he said the plug house, like even the whole thing, like him coming with the whole thing. Like, see, it's just scannery, like the way it's just vorching and everything else. Like it comes with another vorture, like the way it's just scanner missing and stuff like that. Like it got a crazy misstanding. Like everything got a standing to it. Like everything they got, like they're just lyrics and they're just vocals. It's just it has something to it. Like never taking losses. We take the Louis V losses. The only thing that I'm taking is those Louis V's. Like whoosh, and then just the whole thing with the plug and just the whole other nation.
Trying red wine by the roof, I sip white rum. Really should deny what's rude. Shorty text, should she get them white or a nude? Probably made her man already, what she like when I choose.
So she like how I move when I put her on the jet. Caught the rollie for a starter, then I put her in protect. Show you how to work it, how to put it in a Rex. 2008 lifestyle chap, put it on his neck. Your favorite rapper was a joker before his song started streaming. Ain't been outside with the killies and the demons. Talk about jugging, he don't even know the meaning. He ain't clapping off no hammers, he don't even know the feeling.
I've been stable, and that's before I ever knew the labels. So why they talking trap if this music money made you? I got it off the block. Half a box in my pot, when even Michael Duppy wasn't hot. 1,008 grams, way before Wiley got his ban from the gram. We can take it way back. I'm eating soft shell crab out this takeaway bag. Took the double out to Novikov and took it straight back.
They're tryna do it how he does it, but it's fucking up their budget.
How you feel about the game?
Boy, I hate it, but I love it. How you feel about this flick?
Keep it straight, or should I touch it? I can whip it up today.
Don't rush it, take time, cause if you
that's a scholarly. The way they just buzzing in, the way they just clenching and like they both got their both, things like he said. Don't rush it. Don't take time. Take time in the whole thing, and then how they say, how they want to be like us. Like how is that? Like they can't even compete like them. Like they just said, it's nothing, and it's nothing that they can be like. No one can compete like them, or just a Janice system like them. Like even them coming from something that they came from, a jungle list, and he said, we took it back. We didn't took all this stuff, even coming from way back, like we could take it way back and just give them like that whole, miscansion. Like they could give us their whole, story behind everything, and it still would be an unmissed story because it's like, behind the scenes and everything else. They could give us their backgrounds, their just a life story and everything else. So it just brings the lyrics to life. Like the lyrics is really coming to the light in the life. Like it's just really inspiration.
you're caught with that parcel, it's fed time.
I keep 7/5 raw and I stretch 9.
I done sold more tickets than your headline. You got a deadline, never met the deadline.
Wooshy. Hey, but with the Daily Duppy, K Trap, and Blade Brown, especially with their whole thing, like their whole mixture of them just, crucifying in, they got a crazy mixture. Like they're the most, screening one coming into it with the whole thing. Like when they just come in and just put their whole just clabbers into it, they have a decon. Like they have a decon playing, both screenable things, the way they just associate themselves, because they got a crazy, just licks and stuff, like especially with this one right here, especially with the lyrics, like the lyrics of just this too, of the just this, it brings another thing into it because it brings it to the light, and it makes you look like what's really going on in these seasons, these scenes, these everything else is in the whole thing. But you got the main thing, Blade Brown, K Trap, and the whole thing just rectuary, with this whole thing, especially with the LP and the lyrics and the whole thing just overscumming it. But make sure you guys check this one out for you guys self. Like, comment, everything else. Go Sklazo and everything else. But with this whole thing and this just other Sliding Rick.